On Tuesdays, we check in with one of the 4 public school districts here in York County. This week, we're learning more about what's going on in the Fort Mill School District. We have Joe Burke, who is the Chief Communications Officer. Good morning to you, Joe.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Joe, can we go ahead and just be done with the school year right now?
We are very, very close. We're in one of the greatest times, the testing time right now. So that's all going very, very well.
Oh, gosh, nothing but love and support to all of our teachers, because we've always heard once we come back from spring break, you have a short amount of time to get the attention span of your kids before they're just completely done. And then you throw in state testing and other testing, which is crucial and vital. It just comes at just such a bad time.
It's a lot like a marathon sprint to the end of the year is what it feels like.
But in all seriousness, because I don't have kids, I don't know, I don't keep up with your calendars, how much longer do you have?
We actually will finish up on May 31st, so we're getting pretty close. We're within a month at this point. We'll have graduation coming up the following day on June 1st. We are close. It is a great time of year. I make a joke about the testing. I'm a parent, so I'm dealing with a middle schooler doing testing, trying to make sure he sleeps every night and get up. But we're getting very close to the end of the year and wrapping up another great one.
Well, speaking of our graduation ceremonies for our 3 high schools there in Fort Mill, you mentioned on June the 1st. Where are they going to take place again? At Winthrop?
Yeah, we'll be at Winthrop. Okay. We'll be beginning with Nation Fort at 10 a.m. in the morning, followed by Fort Mill at 2, and then Catawba Ridge at 6.
Okay. And they just rotate every year, right?
Yeah, we keep it fair, so they rotate out, so everybody just kind of switches around. And then just in case I have that order wrong, you can always go get that confirmed at the school and our district website. I'm working off of memory, but I believe that's the order we're going to be. The times are definitely right. So
believe you me, those kids know and their parents know. They are also ready to be done with the school
year.
It's
such an exciting and fun time, though. It really is. Those are great events. We look forward to that every year.
Gosh, and your schools are so big, too. I mean, at Fort Mill, Nation Ford, and Catawba Ridge.
Yeah, I remember when we opened Catawba Ridge, it was a very, very small first graduating class. They didn't even have a graduating class the first year they were open, and now they're just steaming right along and building up just like the rest of them. So we're going to have quite a few graduates. We'll have finer numbers on that in the next couple of weeks. We'll be putting that out there. But, it's going to be 3 big classes going through Winthrop.
Well, congratulations again to the class of 2024. They're going to turn their tassels in the next couple of weeks and then go on to the real world, whatever that holds, whether it's college, the military, or going straight into the workforce. So the sky's the limit.
They're among us now.
Enjoy it. It's hard to understand it now, but this is really the best time of your life. I had a big talk with Collins the other day about it. I said, Collins, believe it or not, it doesn't get much better than this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you get time off, vacation, breaks, all the stuff. But then, of course, they come back and say, well, you don't know what it's like to go to school in today's time and this and that. I'm like, I know. That's okay. I said, Collins, they also
Did you talk to him about the horse and buggy?
Yeah, it's exactly it. Yeah. I said there was a time, too, where they had chalk. Yeah. Like their tablet was a piece of chalkboard and chalk. That's what they had to do.
I've had to explain that to my middle schooler quite a few times, too. So,
and every Northerner will tell you about how they trek to school in the snow. People just don't get it.
But it builds character, so whenever you enter the real world, you're going to be good to go.
That's right.
Joe, let's give a shout-out, if we can, to the young people from the Fort Mill School District who are competing in the UCI BMX World Championships.
That's pretty cool. We got a couple of students, and first you hear that, you might think they're all high school kids, and they're not. We got students from Fort Mill High, of course, but we also have Pleasant Hill Middle School represented, Dobie's Bridge, and I believe Riverview is in there as well, too. So, that's elementary all the way up to high school. That's pretty neat to be able to see that range of kids being out there and participating in something like this. I mean, and competing against people from all over the world. That is amazing to me.
There's a great picture of all of these students on the Fort Mill School District's Facebook page. Check it out when you can. I love the quote that said these students have been training hard for the event, and they're excited to represent Team USA, their hometown of Fort Mill, and to show the world the Supercross track here in Rock Hill is where they race.
I mean, imagine how cool that is. They are the cool kids right now. All their friends, family can go right here in their own community.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You get a chance to participate in something like this, it's already amazing. But then you get to do it in your backyard, which is just phenomenal. So, like you said, all your friends, all your family get a chance to come out and see you. I think that's just an amazing opportunity and something that is very unique to the area that we live in, which is awesome.
It's like the Olympics for them, and not many people can go across the world to see the Olympics.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, even if one of these students were to make it that far, like this is probably the time that their families are going to be able to see them because of, like you said, how far away they'd have to travel to do the other side.
And again, we know Rock Hill hosted the 2017, and back in 2017, they hosted the same World Championships, and a lot of folks attended that, got interested in it, and now they're competing in the games in 2024, so that's fantastic. Joe Burke is the Chief Communications Officer for the Fort Mill School District. Joe, as we're wrapping up one school year, you're also getting ready for the incoming school year.
Yes, we are. Yep, we opened up our returning student registration recently, so that's now open for all of our families of students who are currently enrolled that are going to be coming back next year. Obviously, we did kindergarten separately, so if you've already done your student in those pre-K times going in, you don't have to do this side. But for anybody who's currently students coming back, go ahead and log in on the online portal, get registered. And one thing I want to point out on that, there were some changes with the contact information in Power School over the last couple of years by the state. So really, really look hard at who you've got listed as your contacts. Make sure that information is up to date. Make sure that you've got them listed if they're emergency or if they live with, that kind of thing. Just make sure all that information is correct so we can reach you at any time we need to in the proper manner.
Joe, where do we stand with any of our schools on a freeze still in Fort Mill?
Yeah, we do still have several schools, middle school and elementary schools on freeze. I have to remember the list specifically, but with the Gold Hill elementaries and middles are on freezes. Of course, what we'll do now that we're coming to the end of the year, we will reassess those students that are currently under the freeze to see if there is space for them to return to their zoned school. And then if there is space, we will call them and give them the option. Do you want to return or do you want to stay? And believe it or not, we have a lot of students that say, well, no, I love where I'm at. I'm just going to stay there. I made enough friends. I'm going to stay. But they will have the option if there is space. Of course, then we'll do reassessments on everything at the end of during the summer. But more than likely, we'll have those same freezes instilled as we come back in. And again, those are only for new students, not anyone who is residing right now in the area. So it's a little bit complicated to explain, in general, but the district works with everybody as they do their registration as to what we'll do with that.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, I think we're all out of gas in the car. Is there anything else left to celebrate? Or
just one last thing to throw a shout out is Fort Mill High School men's soccer team pulling out the 5A state championship. That was an amazing penalty kicks closing game. So we're very proud of them, and it was great to see.
It's so
congrats. It was
so amazing. And if you check out CN2 now, we got some of the video and the final shots, and we put together a montage. So check it out. But kudos again to Fort Mill High School boys soccer team for winning the 5A state championship. And of course, Clover girls won the 5A state championship, the first time ever in their program's history. So that's fantastic.
York County's killing it.
Yeah, that was great. That was within that was back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So it was one day, 2 state championships from right here in York County School, representing York County schools. Joe Burke, again, is the Chief Communications Officer for the Fort Mill School District. As always, follow Fort Mill in person or online. And again, congratulations to the class of 2024. Happy graduation.